Just last week, a meeting of the Union Cabinet chaired by the Honorable Prime Minister approved Phase 3 of the ECourts project with a financial outlay of over 7,000 crore rupees. Immediately after this function gets over, I'm meeting through to lunch with the entire team of the Department of Justice to now implement the project. The ECourts program, being implemented collectively by the E-Committee, Supreme Court of India, and the Union Ministry of Law and Justice, is a perfect example of institutions collaborating to make justice more accessible, affordable, and transparent. The third aspect, or the third layer, is what we can do as individuals. The third and final layer of my framework is setting aside our differences and engaging as individuals in the service of the nation. When I think of this idea, it reminds me of the heartwarming friendship between one of my idols, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg of the US Supreme Court, and her contemporary Justice Antonin Scalia. Many of you would recall the iconic image of these doyens seated on top of an elephant during their visit to Rajasthan in 1994. Despite their divergent judicial philosophies, they shared an enduring bond rooted in their love for opera, mutual respect for each other's intellect, and a commitment to justice. Just like Justice Ginsburg and Justice Scalia, there is often a variety of viewpoint and perspective between my colleagues and on the bench and me. But that is why we are a national court. However, when the day comes to a close, we come together and share moments of camaraderie. This idea of friendship beyond differences may seem light-hearted. However, it plays a pivotal role in fostering mutual respect for each other's perspectives and in acknowledging that there is always something to learn from each other. Only when we recognize the shared intention to deliver justice can we sit on the same table and find solutions. The drafting of the Constitution by the Constituent Assembly is also a classic example of engaging beyond partisan lines. Individuals from different regions of India, diverse backgrounds, and even conflicting ideologies came together to draft the Constitution in one voice. In his last speech before the Constituent Assembly, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar articulately said, "The task of the drafting committee would have been a very difficult one if this Constituent Assembly had been merely a motley crowd, a tessellated pavement without cement, a black stone here and a white stone there, is which each member or each group was a law unto itself." We find the same bipartisan effort, and this is something to which we as citizens of India must be proud, has gone into the passing of the Women's Reservation Bill recently in Parliament. The making of our Constitution is indeed a perfect encapsulation of the framework that I have proposed today. Before I conclude, in the spirit of this being an international lawyers' conference, I would like to highlight that while the judiciary definitely bears the responsibility to administer justice and uphold the rule of law, my friends at the bar, you play an equally vital role in an era characterized by ever-increasing globalization. The role of lawyers has evolved to address myriad global legal challenges. The rapid advancement of technology has created complex legal issues, with lawyers leading the way in navigating this landscape. They ensure clients and governments adapt to tech changes while upholding legal rights and regulations, covering areas like cybersecurity, data privacy, and intellectual property. Lawyers also bear significant commercial responsibility, driving economic growth by helping clients and governments enhance business efficiency and cross-border operations. Through their role in facilitating international trade, investments, and collaborations, they contribute to our nation's economic well-being and global cooperation. Just as Indian industry has radically altered its footprints from 1980 or earlier, by now reaching out across the world, I believe it's time for our lawyers to reach across the world in a global landscape. The government is in the process of creating infrastructure. There is a global outreach by the government to the rest of the world. I believe that our legal profession must not be left behind. We cannot look upon ourselves as merely domestic practitioners. Our reach, our vision, our outlook must now become global. While none of us have a magic wand to wish away the challenges to justice delivery, I am certain that the sessions lined up over the next 2 days will inspire each of us to collaborate as nations, institutions, and individuals to find innovative solutions. With that, I come to the end of my address. I thank you for your attention. Namaskar.